and we back with another one. Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel. And we're about to get into another English Premier League preview as Manchester City are set to take on Leeds United tomorrow. But before we get going on doing this, I want to say, it's my bad. I haven't been able to do videos more than twice a week right now as I continue to try to grow this channel and connect with people all around the world. But I haven't been able to do it. It's hard working and then, being able to do videos. But now it's Friday night. Some of you guys are waking up on Saturday. So now that I'll finish work, it's time to take care of what we do best right here is bring you more content on Manchester City. So before we get going, like I said, this is Blue is Our City, Manchester City fan channel. If you're digging the content, feel free to hit the like button, share the content, but subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, get at me in the comments. So, let's talk about it. Manchester City are set to take on Leeds United. And before I really kind of get into, what this match unfold, I always like to take it back a little bit. So if you see me looking over here, just know I'm looking at my notes. So last time we faced Leeds United, it was, I think, our third English Premier League game of the season, right? So our squad, essentially, remember at that time, we wasn't really fully fit. We had a short off season, if you will, coming back into that season, and we ended up having a 1-1 draw with them, and that match actually took place on October 3rd, before the new year, so 2020. And it was really an interesting match in the sense that, remember at that time, I think Sterling started up front, Morris was playing on the right, and I think we had Torres playing on the left. So it was an interesting match. I think we might have had Diaz and Laporte playing at the back with, I can't remember if Kyle Walker played, but I know Benjamin Mendy played in that game. So it was an interesting game at the time. And when I say interesting, meaning that, Pep Guardiola is always going to have a lot of respect for BIELSA, as he should, right? And I think in that particular match, we just gave them a little bit too much respect. And at that time, like I mentioned, we were dealing with injuries. It was early in the season. We had a slow start, which was probably over-exaggerated as Manchester City fans. We wanted to see our team just kind of groove and get off to a nice, what we previously enjoyed. You remember those years where we used to win like 10 games in a row to start off a league campaign? And it just didn't start that way this particular year. But around that time, we were still dealing with the, like I said, not enough really days off in between the seasons. Injuries was playing out at the time, and then the players that have enough time to really kind of gel with each other. You know what I mean? So if anything, I thought Leeds did a good job when we went to their place and we played them. And then there are certain players that I really had an admiration for, not only then, but kind of going forward now. I think like a player like Patrick Bamford, that dude's a talent in my eyes. Like, that dude got some skills with the left foot. I mean, I don't know if he would, be a striking option at City, but son is kind of nice to me a little bit. And I always like watching Jack Harrison. So it was always kind of good to see that. But kind of getting into this match, and this is what I really want to see before I go on and talk to you about a few things that Pep had to say at the press conference. But, what I really want to see for this particular match is that, I want us to kind of finish strong. If you look at the calendar, we're in a crucial part right now. So we know we just played Dortmund, right? Then we got Leeds tomorrow, and then we got Dortmund coming up again, and then we got Chelsea coming up 2 times in the next 3 weeks. So I'm just like, and then I think Tottenham is in there mixed with Aston Villa. So, it's really important that we look at this match and we take it seriously from the standpoint that we can't look at the previous match. The previous match was, like I mentioned, was early on in the season, and that was a different team than what you're looking at right now with this team. This team right now, we're just flowing on all cylinders, but this ain't the time to catch a break. And Pep kind of alluded to that in his press conference. But when you really think about it, if we win these next few Premier League games, the season can be wrapped up already, and then we can start seeing rotations within the squad that some of us really want to see. For instance, I'll give you an idea. I think at that point when we played Leeds United last time, Liam Delap was on the bench, right? And I've been reading some chatter as other City fans. Let me know if you guys really want to see this happen. But I've been reading some chatter that Liam is going to be involved in the first team for next season. So he's definitely not going to be going out on loan. But he was actually on the bench in that previous game, but didn't get no playing time. And when I started thinking about Manchester City players that I would like to see potentially maybe go on a little bit of a loan spell at a club, it would be a club like Leeds. You know what I mean? So think about, Liam Delap. I definitely am excited that he's staying. I hope that's true. But think about a player like Tommy Doyle. I think Tommy Doyle is a player that we've seen him sporadically, and I would say not enough times this particular year, just the same way we used to see Phil. Remember like 2-3 years ago, we were like, we want to see more Phil Foden, and Pep managed that situation properly, and I'm hoping that he's managing Tommy. But at some point, we have to see Tommy, and this might be an opportunity to where if we win these next 3 Premier League games, he could potentially, get some playing time there before the season wraps up. Or we can look at a team like Leeds and think about loaning him out there. You know what I mean? So let me know your thoughts on that. Now, kind of getting into another reason why I said it's a must-win game for us is just to keep the momentum going, man, because we already know that Dortmund's coming up again. We don't want to take Leeds lightly, but we know Dortmund's coming up again, and we got to put them out. You know what I mean? Like that 2-1 win is all gravy, but it means nothing until the match is over or till the leg is over. So our minds not only need to be focused on what we need to do in the Champions League, but let's just win these Premier League games, get them out the way, wrap up that competition, so that way we mentally can focus on what we need to do. And that takes that first step, if you will, would be with Leeds tomorrow on our way to getting 3 games won, so that way we can wrap up the league. But touching upon that, and that's one of the things that I think was really big at Pep's press conference, was that he made a big point to talk about we're only 3 matches away from being Premier League champions. And I think Pep, they always hit him with these questions about quadruples and all of that, but you got to admit, at some point when you start to win certain titles and you could just kind of chuck them off the list, it's got to feel like a weight is lifted off of your shoulders a little bit. And you can see, Pep starting to get to that level. It's just like, let's just wrap this up so that way we ain't got to think about this no more. Or if Tottenham come up, let's just try to win that, and then that way we can get these 2 titles, especially out of the way, that we can focus on the FA Cup or maybe Champions League at that time. But that was one of the big things I think Pep talked about in his press conference. He obviously talked about paying respect to Bielsa, as he should, and I covered that earlier. But in this particular match, I would see us be less respectful of them. We could be an admiration of who Bielsa is and, what he's done at Leeds, and him still maintaining that style of football and being able to, let's say, keep them up. You know what I mean? So we can have admiration for that, but we don't need to go out there and be extra respectful in the sense that we line up with some kind of crazy off-brand lineup. Like, imagine, I would love to see Nathan Ake start, but imagine we just went with some crazy lineup. Like, that's not the match tomorrow. Let's just kind of get this game out the way with, so that way we can focus. So he was talking about the respect he had for Bielsa, which we all know. Now, he was asked 2 questions about Kevin's contract, which I'm not going to get into this video. I think I'm going to talk about that at another point. But the point I just really want to drive home, if you're watching this particular video, is that we need to get the job done. Let's get the job done, and then that way we might have 2 more Premier League games left. Let's just win those. And then that way we can start to see squad rotation. We can start to see less pressure be on our shoulders. So it all starts with a win tomorrow. So let's go out there, do what we do, but also, not showing too much respect, but let's just kind of get the win the way we need to. So Blue is our city, Manchester City fan chat. I'll see you guys back after the game. But like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Let's get it, City.